Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Ram playing the Tier 8 Russian destroyer Ognevoi, and we've got Hammer playing the Tier 8 Atlantico. On the other team, you'll see Dark Wolf in the Montpellier and Larry in the Kagero. So we've got an ICOP versus ICOP matchup here. It remains to be seen whether or not they're actually going to see each other. It's possible that they will be at opposite ends of the map, but I will have my fingers crossed that they get to square off against one another, because it's always fun to have the bragging rights of being able to say that you sank an ICOP in a game. That's fun. Now, about the Ognevoi. Well, typical of Russian destroyers, it's got nice flat arcs, decent range. You can see the guns get out to 12 kilometers. If you take a look at the minimap, that's the red circle around Ram's ship. 10-kilometer range on the torpedoes. They hit reasonably hard. They're reasonably fast. But in a meta that has a lot of 12-kilometer radar, in some games it's very difficult to get close enough to make them useful. So we'll see how this goes. In terms of the matchups, Ognevoi, it doesn't match up well in terms of detection against Kagero or Hatsuharu. Reasonably well against Jervis. But in terms of guns, Ognevoi will just spank the Kagero and Hatsuharu. Not only because the guns are, well, just better. The reload alone makes them better. But because the Ognevoi, as you can see, it's got a heal. It's got 3 heals. So Ognevoi can move in, do some damage, fall back, heal up, rinse, repeat, which is very, very nice. Now, the radio location indicator tells us there's probably a DD, more or less, right where we're looking. And it looks like Ram's going to throw some torpedoes in the hope to catch that destroyer. That's always a crapshoot. You never know. Sometimes I will do that. A lot of times I'll hang on to them, but there's no harm in throwing them out there, I guess. And here's hoping Ram connects and finishes off a DD, or I guess the sub. No, it's the Jervis, and the torps are going to pass behind the Jervis, but Ram has detected the Jervis, got a Lazo behind him, and Ram obviously has decided, I'm just going to fall back. Jervis, having fired, will be detected for at least 20 seconds from the last time he fired his guns. And that's going to give Lazo and the Atlantico an opportunity to do some big damage as Ram gets out of detection. It is no longer seen. Takes just a little bit of damage here. A little over 2,000 damage, but he's got the heal, as mentioned, and really not a bad trade. The Jervis got banged up pretty good and is apparently burning. So Jervis is going to have to fall back at least a little. My guess is Jervis is probably going to go around the island there that you were looking at on the far right of your screen to try to get better angles. But Jervis, with that much damage, is at a real disadvantage here. And Rand gets some torpedoes. I'm not sure whether those were intended for North Carolina or Helena. Could get either, I guess. Looks like North Carolina is going to stop. And you can see the radio location indicator is telling us there's a DD kind of, well, basically where I suspected. Hopefully Ram will keep the guns that way. No, he doesn't, and he must not see the detected things. There we go. And Jervis is in big trouble here. Ram's got heals available. He's just got to avoid the likely torpedo strike. There they are. And it looks like he's going to do that quite handily. And Jervis is, well, he's in big trouble. He's going to go for the map edge to make it a little more difficult to land the shells, but Ram says, no cigar. Nicely done, Ram. So good guys are the first to destroy anything as Ram finishes off the Jervis. Looks like the torps are not going to quite get to the North Carolina. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the good guys have secured the Charlie Cap. Senna finishes off the Mogami, and the bad guys are now down 2 ships early. Not a good start for the red team, but a great start for the good guys as Hammer pushes into the cap. Normally I would say a questionable decision, but with the destroyer gone and only the Hatsuharu has even a potential problem, Atlantico can push in and put secondaries to work, which you can see is what's kind of happening there. And Hammer may be able to finish off that Helena. Big shot from the main guns. Probably a lot of overpens here. Oh, nice. All right, so Helena's Helena's probably sunk. And a lot of fires burning on Hammer, and North Carolina guns are nasty. Yeah, there's a big shot on Atlantico. And Hammer looks like he's slowing. I'm sure they're on comms. Hammer finishes off the Helena with secondaries, and Ram is going to smoke Hammer. Nicely played, fellas. So now we just kind of have to hope that Hammer will, by angling up, be able to avoid any kind of big shot. He doesn't have to use his main guns. He's close enough now where his secondaries are going to do some work for him. And Ram is just going to make the widest possible puff of smoke there. And Hammer can start healing back up as soon as his heal comes up. Yeah, looks like that's happening right now. And North Carolina's in big trouble. He's got fires burning. He's got secondaries pummeling him. He's got a Lazo out there, a Cachalot. So he's going to have torpedoes from Ram, torpedoes from the submarine, a constant barrage of HE from the Lazo. Ooh, that was close. Almost got him, Ram. Maybe your sub's going to be able to finish him off. There's one, 2 hits from the sub. North Carolina repairs, so if we get another fire here, North Carolina is going to burn for quite a while. Those friendly torps miss just wide of the mark, and Ram moves to the outside. New Mexico out there decides to try and hit Ram, which I don't understand at all. Maybe his friends are just hiding in smoke. I guess that's possible. Still 16 seconds left on his smoke. There's a fire, and you can see North Carolina now has multiple fires. North Carolina's dead. Yeah, I think I would have held the torps there, but this game's going to be over really fast. I mean, just look at the score, 710 to 95. So, Ram, Hammer, great job. You pushed the flank. I mean, you totally turned the flank on this side. Meanwhile, your friends have secured the Bravo and Charlie cabin. This game's going to be over really abruptly. So I'm going to say thanks for sending this replay, fellas. Well played. Those of you joining me, thanks a lot. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.
Сконцентрировать огонь на